Hey everyone, it's Ashley, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to talk about some of the home fragrance I was using this week. So let's just get right into it. Pause. Before we get into the home fragrance, before I forget to say this, there's going to be a Scentsy flash sale on Tuesday, April 15th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So I believe that's 1 p.m. Eastern time, depending what time zone you're in. And it's going to be up to 80% off. So typical flash sale, if you're familiar with our flash sales, while supplies last, but I think it's only going to be going for like 36 hours. I don't know when that cutoff is necessarily. That's like a day and a half, right? So maybe like half day on Tuesday and then all day on Wednesday. But if the stuff sells out sooner, I could shut off sooner. But the max time I think is going to be like a day and a half. So just want to say that before I forget to say it, because I have written down, but I have it written down at the top. So as soon as I get going through my list, I'm definitely going to forget that. So just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, let's get into what I was warming. Starting off with the brick, we're starting strong. I have cucumber and cactus water. This was from the Scentsy spring brick release in 2023. This feels like it released just yesterday. The fact that it was 2 years ago is insane. But anyway, I only used a half cube of this. A lot of these bricks I have pre-chopped, so that's great because I can use a half cube in like a smaller warmer, but I feel like it takes me longer to get through them. But I've been really trying to focus on using my bricks, at least one brick a week somewhere. Trying. Cucumber and cactus water. Okay, this is really random. Like 2 of these cubes aren't cut, but the rest are. Rando. This is like so floral. It's very, very floral and fresh. I would say it's floral before it's fresh to me personally, but it's so like, if you don't like floral, don't pick this up in said flash sale if it happens to be available. This is definitely one that's more like out of my comfort zone. I really loved this in laundry. I like it in certain spaces at like certain times. It's not one I'm like gonna put in my open concept though. It's just like a little bit too floral for that. I actually had this one going in our gym that's in one of our rooms, like in our basement. We converted one of our rooms to like a little at-home gym. It just has like a treadmill and like a weight set thing, whatever. But I have a warmer in there just to keep it like a little bit fresh and not, gross gym smelling. So I feel like that worked in there. At the beginning of the week, I just let it go all week long. It was very, very strong. It was very strong. As the week went on, it kind of died down, which was nice, but wow, this one was strong there for a minute. So that's where I did this one. Like I said, I need to try and just like pull out some bricks every week. So we'll see how that goes. As for other things I kind of did downstairs / in the garage, this is my like, since I'm trying to use up pile. I finished up this bar and it's white out. So I had 3 cubes of this left. So that worked out really well to just kind of use it up. I put this in the mini warmer in the garage, just 1 cube. And then I put 2 cubes actually in my alabaster warmer, mini warmer, that's in the downstairs bathroom. I was a little bit nervous putting 2 cubes in a mini warmer. I typically do not do that, but the alabaster warmer did very well with the 2 cubes. So this scent white out, I have a decent amount of because Corey and I were enjoying it for a while. We had it in our club, but it's very like minty fresh gum with like a pine like tree sort of undertone. It's very like wintry in a way because of that like pine undertone, but I was like, I just really want to use this up because I only have the 3 cubes left. So I'm glad I worked through that. But I don't know, I go through like phases where I'm a really big fan and I'm like, yeah, and then I don't know, like right now I'm smelling, I'm like, that's like, why would I want to warm that right now? But I like it in the wintertime. I don't know, I feel like the weather, it's all dependent on the weather, right? Okay, next I want to talk about whipped frosting. So this one I put in 2 cubes into my morning warmer for the week, or the kitchen warmer, if you will. This one I actually do have in our Scentsy Club, so I'm just, trying to keep it up front and use it, if you will. This one literally smells exactly like what it's called. It's called Whipped Frosting. It smells like the most beautiful vanilla whipped powdered sugar frosting. Like, it's so, so sweet. But they did such a good job on it. Like, to me, it does not smell lactonic. It does not smell like spoiled or anything like that. It just really smells like vanilla frosting. I wonder if this would pair well in the same warmer as like a birthday cake set, or if it would like in my head, I'm thinking this yummy vanilla and a birthday cake would be delicious. I'm gonna have to check that out. But anyway, I wanted something that wasn't exactly coffee because of my like morning candle I was kind of going on. And so this fit the bill. But yeah, 4 cubes left. I'll probably mix it up this next week. Let's talk about my candle next. So I finished my coffee shop candle, which I believe I told you guys last week. So I wanted to pull out something different. I don't know. In my head, it was like, I did a coffee, now I get to pick something fun, and there's no rules. So like, I don't have to do like back and forth, but I did that. I went from coffee and I was like, I'm gonna treat myself and pick out something fun. So I switched to this candle, which I'm pretty sure I'd never burned before. It is Bath & Body Works Some Bunny Loves You. Did I talk about this last week? This feels like too many burns. No, I only worked on it this week. So, okay, in my notes, I have that I only burned it twice, but it feels like it's more than 2 burns down. I don't know. Anyway, this is from 2023, I believe. It was poured in 2023. It's sweet cream cheese frosting, a fluffy carrot cake, and cinnamon spice. I have had this in the past, I believe. I feel like this is kind of their Easter staple scent, if you will. But yeah, considering Easter is coming up, I mean, in like less than a week now, but when I originally had pulled this out, it was like, Easter's coming soon. I just want to kind of work on something different, and this feels like the perfect time for it. It definitely is just like a sweet cakey scent. I mean, would I come to you and be like, this smells like carrot cake? No. Like, what do carrots even really smell like? I don't know. I feel like recently, especially like with the Kringle carrot cake candle coming out, people are like, it's kind of like a spiced cake and like those kind of comments. 100% here. Like, it gives more spice cake vibes than carrot cake vibes to me. Like, I'm not specifically smelling carrot, but it's sweet and yummy and I do like it. So I will continue working on this in the mornings. I am getting a little bit of like baby mushroom topping situations, which I've just been trimming the tops off, but this burns very fast. So maybe I have only burned it 2 times. It just like within an hour, it's completely pulled out. So yeah, there's my story with that one. Okay. Let's talk about the next scent I did in the open concept. So before I get to this scent, I do want to just mention what did I do? Oh, I put in my Homeworks strawberry glazed cupcake candle into my candle crock. It's like the smaller 3-wick version. I had it going under my candle lamp for a while, and I ended up putting that in the crock downstairs. So just wanted to let you know. Then I warmed this in the open concept. This is strawberry lemon cake, and for some reason I have 2 cubes left in it. This caught me so off guard. I don't know why I have 2 cubes in here. This is so strange because I thought I warmed this whole entire bar. So that is odd. A strawberry lemon cake. I just don't know about this one. I feel like this had so much potential and it just like missed. I feel like it honestly just isn't as strong as it used to be, which is so sad. This is from October 2023. Well, that's when I came into my collection, the specific bar. But even going in my open concept, like it just I feel like when it first got released, it was like really yummy strawberry, really cakey. It did have that sort of like lemon undertone, which I didn't love. Like I thought it was gonna be a really nice strawberry pound cake like option. It was close, but just the longevity and the strength is not here in this one. So I think this might actually be an available scent these days. No, it's not. It was for a hot minute, but it's not actually in the catalog. And I feel like that is probably the reason. Like, other people probably felt similar. Like, this just one, it just doesn't have that longevity or strength for me that I wish it did. And like, get rid of the lemon. Like, I want a strawberry pound cake. I don't want a strawberry lemon cake, but I have 2 more cubes. I have a couple more bars of this. It's a fun, like, mix between vanilla and strawberry. I mean, anything bakery is totally up my alley, but it's just a little something different from like the birthday cake. So I'll use up these 2 cubes. We'll see. What I did in combination with it, because strawberry pound cake, need I say more, I felt like it would be a perfect springy and a fun thing. I feel like this is the perfect time of year for strawberry pound cake. If not all year, this is the perfect time. These are some of the oldest candles in my kind of like spring stash of candles. They're from 2022, probably like March-ish they were poured. Market Peach and Strawberry Pound Cake. I think they were maybe SAS summer exclusives in 2022, potentially. I have 2 of these candles. They were never burned. Like, this is the first one I had lit up of it. The scent of this is absolutely amazing. It's strawberry pound cake. The notes are juicy peaches, golden shortcake, and whipped cream. I mean, I think it's literally blends. I mean, it's the perfect blend of both of them. It feels so strong when you stick your nose into it. Like, every season I've pulled these out, I'm always like, these are the only blends candles I have. Like, you know, they feel so limited and like special. I don't know. So I've always been nervous to pull them out. I did it, I lit them up, and I feel like I'm having a terrible burn on these. Like, the wicks aren't necessarily puny, but they're on their way to being puny. It's not necessarily like pulling out super, super well. The first time I burned it, it was like not really wanting to pull out all the way. The second time I lit it, I mean, like, it's doing that, but it's at least a little bit more pulled out. Very slow burning. The wicks feel like they're fairly short. It doesn't feel that strong when it's burning, so it's just been a bummer. Let me show you the 2 of these next to each other. So I feel like I burned both of these twice, and I feel like you can tell, just like, look how clean this one is, just like all the way around, no issues. And I feel like this one is like, what is this up here? Like, what is going on there? The wicks, everything. I'm just like, for real, I don't know. So I'm having a time with that one. And now I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, well, dang, I feel like I treasured this in my collection for so long. It's kind of like a womp in a way. It still smells really strong on cold, like when I stick my nose into it. So I'm kind of curious, like, I'll try to burn it a little bit more, potentially. I've been trying to kind of combine my wax and my candles, so it probably depends when I'm burning. I could also try putting it under the lamp, which I have going. I've been trying to use a little bit more, or, you know, I obviously have the crock. And I'm curious to see what my other candle, which is the same as this, if it's kind of a similar performance. So it's kind of a bummer a little bit, but that's what you get sometimes. So don't save things for a nice occasion, because sometimes you save them and then they end up doing this. So just use it when you like are craving it, you know, don't hide it away, I guess is what I'm saying. Also, before I forget, I do want to say, under my candle lamp currently, I have Bergamot Waters from Bath & Body Works. It's blue. Gosh, that sounds like bergamot water, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, but it sounds so funny coming out of my mouth. But I was burning that one was also burning like really, really hot and fast, very, very strong. But I felt like that it's kind of a specific one, so it kind of wasn't matching with some of the scents or like waxes I had going. So I stuck it under my candle cock, which is in our bedroom. Candle cock, I put it under the lamp that's in our bedroom. It is so, so yummy. I haven't poured off any wax yet. I've just been like kind of putting it on every so often. Our lamp has a timer on it, so it's kind of a nice little like before bedtime lamp situation, and it smells really pretty. So I've really been enjoying that there. We'll see. I don't want to put it quite in the crock yet, but I feel like putting it under the lamp is kind of its progression into the crock, so we'll see. I'm enjoying it though, so it's making me happy. Like, I'm still getting use out of it. I'm still enjoying it, even though it's under the lamp. So let's move on to the last couple of things I have to chat about. So the next wax melt I have, which I did kind of at the back end of the week, is Sweet Lime and Peach. So this is one of the new releases for this spring and summer catalog. This was my kind of like Tester Tuesday scent that I do for my like customer group. I let them vote, and this is the one they chose. The notes on this are fresh lime, golden mint, and sweet peach blossom. So I'm gonna kind of give you a similar rundown of what I gave them. So those are the notes. For me personally, what I smell in this one, I feel like I get a lot of that fresh lime and a lot of that mint. It's almost to me like a garden mint, like mint that would be in a mojito. So I feel like for some reason this one is just giving me mojito vibes. I don't know why. It has to be the mint, but like I instantly think of having a mojito when I have this, or when I get a whiff of it. So it just feels very mojito-y when it's like on cold, like up to my nose. So I feel like very fresh mint, garden mint, mojito mint, very fresh lime, like very authentic lime. It reminds me of like literally like cutting up limes in your kitchen, a lime you would get like on your drink at the bar, like if you get a water with a lime, like any of that situation smells very authentic, limey, and mint. Personally, I don't feel like I get any peach with this. I don't know if it's just like helping like sweeten it up or do something like, I don't know, in the background. I don't feel like I smell it and I'm getting peach. Not saying it's not in there, but I personally just am not detecting it. If this was called Sweet Lime and Mint, I would be like totally on board. I couldn't tell you there's peach in there if it wasn't literally in the name and the notes. I don't really get it. So I know some people get weird notes from peach, and so I don't pick up any of that because I don't pick up the peach. If you do get some of those funky notes from peach and you've tried this, do you get that? Like, do you pick that up in here? Are you picking up the peach? Maybe even if you like peach, do you pick up the peach in here? I'm really, really curious. But to me, this one is like so fresh, so clean. It's almost like hard to detect. It smells very like I cleaned my house with like a citrusy cleaner, and now it just like smells really fresh and clean in here. So it's kind of a funky one because I feel like it's very much like in the air and apparent, and like you can smell it, but it almost just like so like naturally occurring that it's like you aren't picking up on it specifically, like in the way that a gourmand would smell warming in your house. Like you're like, oh, that's bakery. Like I know I'm smelling something. This is almost like, oh, my house is just so fresh and clean naturally. It smells this good. Like it's super interesting. Definitely not necessarily in my wheelhouse. I feel like this isn't one I would necessarily rebuy or like intentionally get more of per se. But also citrusy scents aren't necessarily my favorite category, so it totally makes sense. But I'm super curious to see what you guys also thought of this one. Like if you've tried it, what do you kind of think? Maybe this was one that would be like nice in a room spray because it just has that kind of like naturally fresh smell. It's really interesting. It's very, very interesting, and like considering how much mojito-ness I get from it on cold, I really felt like it was just gonna smell like one giant mojito. But I mean, it just made it smell so like fresh. It caught me very off guard multiple times. Like, what is warming? Like, I feel like I'm not detecting it. I feel like it's just existing and smelling really nice. And I feel like some people might really like that type of experience in their house. But it just like really tripped me up based on everything else I kind of like warm. Usually it's like, you know, it smacks me in the face and I'm like, ooh, my scent. I don't know. It's very funny. Last thing I have to mention for what I have been warming, it's actually this tester. So I've been trying to get better at using up my testers, especially things that are no longer available. I've been trying to do some, like, if I'm packaging up orders from my house here, that I'll throw in a couple available testers. Been trying to use them for like just samples, you know, anything like that, trying to get through and kind of like share the love. But I have a giant pile of testers of scents that aren't available any longer just because of transitions, obviously, through the catalog. So Apricot Vanilla was one of them. I kind of went through and pulled out a bunch of them that I like. I didn't pull out some of the ones that I'm not a fan of. And I put them in a little bag that I took to work. So I used Apricot Vanilla at work. I feel like the tester looks funny like this because I just unscrewed it and popped it upside down in the warmer and let it all melt out. Apricot Vanilla, I don't have the nose, but I think it's like apricots and vanilla ice cream or something like that. It's very like apricot, peachy, orangey, like in apricot. It's not distinctly peach, but it's in the family kind of. And just like vanilla sweetness. It's kind of that, I think it's vanilla ice cream is what the notes are. It's on the lighter side of scents, I would say. Very springy, very kind of like early summer to me. Felt like a safe one to pop in for work. I didn't necessarily get any feedback, like no complaints, no praises, like it just kind of existed. But I would say where I sit now at work, I moved my warmers around because I had a warmer right on my desk and the vent is right above me and it just blasts all day. So a lot of the scents, I felt like I couldn't do them at my desk because they were like almost too strong, which is crazy, right? It just was like blasting everywhere. So I moved some things around. I moved my air purifier a little closer to me because I don't really care if that's in the vent direction because it's just sucking up air or like dust particles, right? And then I moved the warmer kind of further away, like out of the vent direction, still blowing around, but like not directly at it. I feel like that has definitely helped with using some of these scents at work because it doesn't feel quite as intrusive. And I obviously want to be respectful of everybody else. So I have been enjoying it. I use this one and I have another one that I started this week, which I'll share in my next video. But I feel like it's a good way to kind of use these testers. It's not a ton of wax. And I can kind of like pick and choose and use the ones I want to and semi-use them, I guess. I don't know. So I'm trying to sort through them. If you're a consultant or you had been in the past, you probably know like testers is the one thing that just like accumulates. So yeah, that's everything I have for what I warmed. It doesn't feel like a super, super big pile, but I feel like I've been kind of consistent with like using things, trying to change things on a regular basis, trying to integrate candles as I can. So I'm feeling okay. I feel like I'm kind of on a, not use it up, but I'm really trying to like work through what I have, work through new things and old things, and just kind of share the love. So I hope you're enjoying. I hope if you're on the same journey, I feel like a lot of us are in the same spot. If you're also enjoying, let me know once again what you're burning this time of the month or this week or wherever you're at in your burning, melting cycle. Let me know what you're doing down below. I'd love to hear. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.